Hello everyone, Namaste, Namaskar. My name is Madhura Koparkar and I have done Masters in Clinical Psychology from SNDT University. Today I'm going to talk about a very sensitive topic, that is Alzheimer's disease. First, let us know what is Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is a type of dementia that affects memory, thinking and behavior. What is the common cause? Common cause is majority of the people affected with Alzheimer's are 65 and older. So we need to understand that people who are old, that is old aged people above 65 years, they are affected majorly with Alzheimer's disease. However, there can be an early onset as well, but majority of the times it is the old people who get affected with Alzheimer's. Okay, Alzheimer's worsens over the time. It is a progressive disease. In its early stages, memory loss is mild, but with late stage Alzheimer's, individuals lose the ability to carry on a conversation and respond to the environment. So at the beginning, it can start with very mild symptoms that are also very difficult to recognize in Alzheimer's disease. Okay, but as the time passes, as months go on or as years go on, these symptoms of having memory loss or forgetting things increase and they become severe, and also it can be a little dangerous, risky and harmful for the patient who is suffering from this disease. Now, on an average, a person with Alzheimer's lives for 4 to 8 years after diagnosis, but can live as long as 20 years depending on the other factors as well. So the lifespan once it is diagnosed is at least 4 to 8 years, but people have also lived for 20 years after the diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. Now, what are the symptoms of Alzheimer's? Let us know this very properly and carefully. The most common early symptom is difficulty remembering newly learned information. Okay. Second, slow and gradual mood and behavior changes. So the patient might get very quickly or easily irritable, agitated, impatient, okay, angry at times, and there might be mood swings also. Patients start experiencing confusion about events, time and place. Unfounded suspiciousness about family, friends and professional caregivers might also be present. So yes, the patients suffering from Alzheimer's disease start getting confused about events. For example, if the patient is waking up in the morning and has had breakfast just now, after a while, after say suppose 10 minutes or 15 minutes, the person comes from the bedroom again and asks that, did I have breakfast today? Did you give me breakfast today? And if we say yes, then the patient might get agitated and say, how can you say yes? You haven't given me breakfast today. Okay, so this can happen. I am hungry. I have not eaten my breakfast today. So try to calm down the patient at that time. Make him assured with all the love and care. Don't react or don't get angry on him or don't give immediate reaction to him. Okay, understand that he is suffering from something that is very serious and severe. Now, later stage, they face difficulty in speaking, swallowing and walking. Okay, so slowly their motor abilities also go on decreasing. What are the causes of Alzheimer's disease? The causes are destruction and death of nerve cells causes memory failure, personality changes and problems carrying out daily activities and other symptoms. So slowly and gradually the nerve cells in the brain start decaying, start damaging and they start dying, and that is why there is this memory failure. There are severe changes in personality and also their daily activities. The daily activity is impaired. Okay, their daily life gets affected. Now, in Alzheimer's disease, what are the cognitive symptoms? Cognitive symptoms are mental decline, difficulty in thinking and understanding, confusion in the evening hours, delusion, disorientation, forgetfulness, making things up. So at times a patient even makes things up. Okay, mental confusion, difficulty in concentration on one activity, inability to create new memories, inability to do simple math, inability to recognize common things. So there comes a stage in a patient's life where the patient is not even able to recognize his or her own family members. Say suppose his or her own children or grandchildren. Okay. Behavioral symptoms are aggression, agitation, difficulty with self-care. So they really are not able to comb their hair properly or take bath properly or brush their teeth properly. Alright, even they don't remember whether they have taken bath or not. So difficulty with self-care, irritability, meaningless repetition of own words. So they might keep repeating their own words at times. Okay. Personality changes, restlessness, as I said, impatience, lack of restraint, wandering, and getting lost. Now, the stage where the patient might get lost is the stage where I said that it is risky, dangerous, and also very severe and serious thing that might happen in a patient with Alzheimer's disease. So you need to really have someone. When the patient reaches that stage, you need to have someone with that patient. Okay, maybe a caregiver or someone. That patient should not be left alone in the house. Now, mood. What happens to the mood? There is anger, lack of affection, general discontent, that is dissatisfaction about life, loneliness, and mood swings. And other symptoms are they lose their hand-eye coordination. They also, yes, obviously with Alzheimer's comes naturally depression. They might hallucinate or they become suspicious in nature, that you are talking something about me, you are planning something about me, oh, you don't like me, I know I am a trouble for you, I am a burden for you, I am irritating you. So they become they start self-downing themselves, self-deprecating themselves. Then they lose their psychomotor coordination. Then they do not speak in one proper sentence. So there is jumbled speech and loss of appetite or lack of appetite. Now, what is the treatment of Alzheimer's disease? My dear audience, there is no such proper treatment of Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is unfortunately not a curable one, but it can be managed and controlled with the help of medicines. Okay, so how? There is no single cure that exists. Medication and management strategies may temporarily improve symptoms. Medications may improve mental functions. Self-care, that is, what can the Alzheimer's patient do, or rather, what can the caregivers or the family members do, is first to support, motivate, and encourage the patient for self-care. That is, you can take the patient's exercise, or you can participate with him in exercising. Physical exercise for 20 to 30 minutes 5 days a week improves the symptoms temporarily. Effective management of any conditions occurring alongside the Alzheimer's. So if the patient is facing depression, is going through depression, then working on depression might help the patient to deal with Alzheimer's also. Now, involvement of support group and services. So you can you can take the patient, you can take your mother or father who is suffering from Alzheimer's. You can involve such patients in different groups which are there. You can also get online if you search it online, and you can motivate the patient to participate in groups where they feel that they are a part of the society, where they can share their problems, listen to others' problems, so that they don't feel alone and they feel that there are a lot of people who are sailing along with them in the same boat and going through the same trouble. So kindly take care of such patients with Alzheimer's. Thank you so much.